Representative Dehn, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure to be here.
Can you describe your district and tell us in what ways you and your district are similar?
Well, my district is generally known as a North Minneapolis district, but it's much more than just North Minneapolis. It includes a majority of downtown Minneapolis from Highway 35W on the east side to the river on the sort of north-northwest side. It extends to Broadway Avenue and follows Broadway Avenue roughly to the city limits around Golden Valley, and from there it comes down and picks up a piece of Bryn Mawr, and then another sort of goes back behind the cathedral and joins up with downtown, as well as it has a piece of Elliott Park, which is nestled in between Highway 94 and 35W.
And how are you similar to your district?
Well, I have a very unusual district because I have downtown, which has hundreds of thousands of people that come in every day to work but don't live there, and I live on the north side. So I've lived on the north side going on 14 years now, and it's a very rich, diverse community that is really trying in many ways to wrestle with what it is to be a very heterogeneous neighborhood and culture, and I've been playing a role in that in a long, long time. And so I'm connected very much at grassroots in North Minneapolis, and yet I'm educated as an architect, so I'm a professional. And so in many ways in downtown, I sort of wear that type of a hat with folks.
Why did you initially decide to run for office as a representative?
Well, I think part of that came from being engaged in the grassroots level in the community in the north side of Minneapolis, and seeing how things worked and how things were able to impact change. And some of that was understanding that the grassroots part of it is really, really critical to change. But there has to be individuals sort of more in elected office and in elected positions that are responding to those grassroots ideas and initiatives. And I felt that I had the personality and the skill set to be able to be in elected office and still in many ways not lose my grassroots sort of activism and activities in trying to allow transformation to take place.
What do you see as the biggest challenge the state will face in the next 10 years?
If I had to project into the future, it would be something around the issues of the health and well-being of not only of people in our state, but also our air quality as well as our water. I think that Minnesota, we have such a rich water resources that we tend to take that for granted, and it's not going to be around forever, and it's not going to be at the quality that we currently have if we don't start addressing that and addressing it seriously. At the same time, I think that one of the biggest challenges is going to be addressing the issues of disparities between white Minnesotans and communities of color. In the metro region, we have one of the largest disparities throughout the United States between the wealth and opportunity of folks that are white Minnesotans versus those people of color. And it doesn't just apply to the metro region. There are other parts of the state where you can see that very visibly as well.
What legislation have you worked on in the past that you are most proud of?
Well, I think the most thing I was proud of was ban the box. I mean, that was a huge bill to have passed, and to allow those individuals that had incidents of crime in their past to now have a real opportunity of possibly getting to an interview. Whereas in the past, when they would look at that box on a job application, have you ever been convicted of crime, and they would check that, oftentimes they would walk out feeling, well, there it goes, I won't even have a chance at the interview. And now what the law does is it will actually give them a chance to be judged on their experiences as well as their credentials, and get the interview and have the opportunity to really talk about what may have happened 10, 20, sometimes 30 years in the past, and that how they're different people today than they were when they did those types of activities.
If you could go back and visit any time period, what time would you travel to and why?
I guess for me, it would probably be going back to the time in the Yucatan Peninsula with the Mayans at the end of their sort of reign and their existence, to find out what really happened to them and how their society and their culture disappeared very, very quickly. You know, there's a lot of speculation on what caused it, but to actually be there and to see what it was when their culture and their society began to crumble and change drastically, I think that would be a very interesting place and time to go back and visit.